Well, you can't go wrong with a fun penguin video, right? A new penguin habitat that the Detroit Zoo calls the world's largest such facility offers its 80-plus residents new rocks for climbing, waves, snow, and better ice conditions. The $30 million Polk Penguin Conservation Center also features an underwater gallery and 2 tunnels where visitors can watch 4 species of penguins swim above, around, and below them. The center opens to the public on Monday. And now here's a look at what we're working on for your news at 6. A recent DOT announcement means putting life on hold for some residents in Hampstead. And there's a major change in casting coming up for a show that's been shooting here in Hollywood East. Plus, we'll head out to UNCW, where Daniel Siemens is at this year's Wine, Women, and Shoes event. But first, let's check in with Scott for a look at the weather.
Live, local, interactive. You are watching WWAY News Channel 3 at 6.
Thanks for joining us tonight for your news at 6. I'm Taylor Yakowenko. A newly released report by the NCDOT takes the proposed Hampstead bypass off the list of the state's priorities. It's a project that's been in the works for years with both supporters and opponents. A Pender County spokesperson says the estimated cost of each segment of the bypass averages out to be more than $140 million. And in a developing story, Horry County police say warrants have been issued for Christopher Kalb, the ex-boyfriend of 22-year-old Shannon Nicole Ditlito, who was found dead in a vacant lot earlier this week. According to ABC affiliate WPDE, the 24-year-old Ash man is facing charges including murder. Police say the victim was 4 months pregnant. A spokesperson says Kalb is in the Brunswick County Jail on an unrelated case. And as a top member of WPD staff is on leave without pay, we're learning more about who will represent him during the investigation. Deputy Chief Marshall Williamson was initially part of an internal investigation, but according to a release from WPD, they've now asked the SBI to step in. Police say the allegation is larceny by an employee. Williamson's attorney Gary Shipman said it involves ammo from the department. His attorney sent out a statement saying in part, quote, Deputy Chief Williamson is one of the department's firearms instructors who has lawfully possessed, used, and dispensed tens of thousands of rounds of ammunition in his career, intends to fully cooperate with any investigation, and denies that he is engaged in any inappropriate conduct, much less conduct that warrants any criminal prosecution, end quote. And Wilmington police say 2 men were charged in an armed robbery. They say 19-year-old Tyree Omar Barden and 18-year-old Bishop Rate Ballard are both facing charges including armed robbery and first-degree burglary. Police say around 7:30 last night, 3 men forced their way into a woman's home in the 1300 block of South 2nd Street. They're still looking for a 3rd suspect. In Pender County, the first of 2 treatments for a gypsy moth infestation is now complete. The North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services is using helicopters to spray nearly 1,000 acres out in Hampstead. This video was sent to us by Matt Headley. The program director says gypsy moths will damage hardwood trees and could eventually kill them. The second treatment is scheduled for April 21st. And there's a major casting change coming to a show shooting here in Hollywood East. Variety reports that Joe Manganiello's role on 6 will be recast after the actor pulled out of the project due to a health issue. A source tells Variety that Manganiello is fine and that it's a manageable pre-existing condition, but that the physical demands of the show led to him making the decision. Production of the show, which focuses on Navy SEAL Team 6, has been shut down until a new actor can be found. And this Throwback Thursday, we're heading to the beach, Carolina Beach. This historic seaside town started making a name for itself after the turn of the century, and in the 1940s, Carolina Beach was the spot to go on vacation. The town became popular for servicemen on leave during World War II, and with attractions like the boardwalk and, of course, Brits Donuts, Carolina Beach remains popular in the summer months even today. Now Scott's up next with a look at the weather. And speaking of weather, it was just about as good as it gets for the Arboretum Master Gardener Sale to get started. And later, the Carolina Education Lottery could soon see more funding to advertise.
You're watching WWAY News Channel 3 at 6 with Daniel, Mackenzie, Scott with weather, and John with sports.